Thank you, Jerry. It's always a pleasure to be here, and thank you, RIU, and the sponsors for the conference today. So, quick read, and moving forward. So, we're targeting near-term gold production. We're an exploration company, and we're heading towards development. We've had excellent high-grade gold discovered at break of day, including a standout intersection of 21 metres at 21 grams. We've had high-grade follow-up drilling at Lena, including 3 metres at 46, and we've hit massive copper gold sulfides at Mount Ilia, including 8 metres at 1.6% copper and just over half a gram of gold. We're in a district in the Q region of WA, in the Murchison region, where we've had good infrastructure. So we've got 3 third-party mills that are currently operating well within trucking distance of the project. The aim for us in the short term is to deliver a high-grade gold resource upgrade in June 2017, which will then head towards a development path for us. As a corporate overview, we've had a reasonable increase and a steady increase in our share price over the last 12 months. We're currently sitting at about 9 cents with just over a $16 million market cap. We had reasonably good liquidity and a strong shareholder base with Silver Lake Independence in our top 2. The Q area in WA. So we have a number of other projects in South Australia that are currently on care and maintenance while we're focusing on the outstanding results we've been getting in the Q region. The Q project is a joint venture with Silver Lake. We currently own 60% of the project and are increasing that equity to 80%. We expect to do that in the next 6 months. So the focus there, you can see the Q area is about 40 kilometres north of Mount Magnet, and then we have Meekatharra another 85 kilometres further to the north. There's a breakdown of 2 areas within the project, base metals to the north and gold to the south. The intent is to grow that resource base. So you can see there, we've got base metal project in the northern part of the project area, and then the Moyagi section just to the south. There's currently an existing resource of about 126,000 ounces at Moyagi. That doesn't include any of our high-grade drilling that I'll take you through that we've done in the last 9 to 12 months. So we do expect a significant resource upgrade, and we're focusing on the very high-grade component of that. There are 2 main deposits in that Moyagi project area, Lena and Break of Day. Now these deposits are about 150 metres apart. Lena has a strike length of about 1.6 kilometres and Break of Day just under 400 metres. There are multiple gold lodes within each of those deposits. We're currently drilling, so we've got a 6,000 metre RC drilling program currently underway, doing extensional drilling plus the resource infill. Just to highlight some of the grades we've been getting. As I mentioned, 21 at 21. You can see there, 14 at 14. We recently put an announcement out just Monday, hitting 15 metres at 16 grams per tonne gold and an extensional drill hole at Break of Day. So that deposit Break of Day is still open to the south. Again, 16 at 45, 5 at 53. Very consistent, very high grade. You can see there the relationship between Break of Day and Lena. We've got 2 subvertical lodes at Break of Day, Twilight and Velvet. And then at Lena, 150 metres further to the east, you can see the Lena lode there. That is 1 vein in the south, and it blows out into 4 veins further to the north. Obviously getting mineralisation very close to surface there at Lena, only from about 3 or 4 metres down, very amenable to open cut mining. The intent for us really at an early stage is if we can define significant resources, we can get an open cut started at Lena and then mine underground at Break of Day. On one of the lodes at Break of Day, we're focusing here on the Twilight lode. The Twilight lode is the west the westernmost lode at break of day. A long section is portrayed on the screen. So a long section is the vertical projection of the mineralisation on that vertical plane. The two lodes at break of day, twilight and velvet, vary from about 10 metres to 60 metres apart along strike. At the moment, only broadly drill tested, which is why we're continuing to drill and expand the current resource. So it's a gold vein lode system. Again, we've got about just under 400 metres of strike, and the high-grade component of that is over 250 metres on the two veins, so on each vein, and we're extending that. On here, on Twilight, recent intersection here at 3 metres at 22 grams, and still open to the south. So we've got no drilling through any of this section. Open up here to the north as we get close to surface, and again, as we extend it down at depth. So at the moment, we've drilled to about 240 metres vertical depth. We're still open at depth with our deepest intersection here, 3 metres at 38 grams, with no drilling currently below it. At the velvet lode, which is parallel to Twilight, these lodes, as you can see, are running parallel right next to each other at that distance of 10 to 60 metres apart. Very strong grades, including the 21 at 21, a very shallow intersection just up here near surface as well, only 23 metres depth, 11 metres at 6.8. And the most recent intersection we got, 15 metres here at 16.6 grams per tonne gold, which included an intersection within that, 7 metres at over 30 grams, so over an ounce of gold. And then open as we extend that to the south as well. So we've done some recent diamond drilling. Again, to confirm the geology, making sure the RC drilling matches what we're seeing in the diamond core. We're seeing consistency between those diamond and RC drilling. We can see free gold visible also in the diamond core. And that's at Lena, where we get a 3 metre intersection there at 19 grams as well. What does it look like? So it's typical Yilgarn quartz vein within a dolerite basaltic host. So a nice white vein, quite visible, quite easy to see. Nice and easy to pan. So panning gold, you can see here, beautiful gold tail, the quartz in the pan. We've done some initial metallurgical test work at break of day in the fresh sampling. We hit a total recovery of 96%, very consistent and solid using gravity and CIL. Out of that, though, there's exceptional gravity recovery, which you can see obviously as well in the pan. So we're getting an 84% lab gravity recovery, which is very high in comparison to most Yilgarn gold ores. That's a very positive, obviously, and it'll reduce your processing costs. We've got additional metallurgical test work ongoing on additional ores from Lena. The Lena deposit. You can see the relationship here between Lena and break of day. Break of day, out here, then 150 metres away, you've got the Lena deposit, extending for roughly about 1.6 kilometres. As depicted on there, you've got one vein at Lena to the south, extending to 4 veins to the north. You can see that in cross-section. That section is through the northern part of Lena. And again, we're getting some high-grade gold intersections, 3 metres at 46, 4 at nearly 20, 2 at 17. And obviously the dynamics of that are positive in that we expect to be able to open-cut mine the oxide and near-surface component of that before we hope to go underground on the central lode and then extend off that 150 metres further to the east to break of day and mine break of day as well. What do you need for a gold deposit? Well, grade, scale potential, and that's that opportunity near surface. So you can see the location there of Lena and Break of Day to the south. So what we're depicting here is a Landsat image. We've got the magnetics. So the magnetic character of the rock is the underlying image below the Landsat, and that gives you that stippled look to the image, and you can see the striations within that. That's the magnetic units within the rocks. We've got 20 kilometres of strike of the shear zone. The shear zone is the zone that hosts the gold mineralisation within the quartz veins. We've got about at least 12 kilometres there under the salt lake. There's had no historical exploration. That's an opportunity for us going forward. You can see major structural bends through here where we're getting the deposits at Lena and Break of Day. And then we also see structural bends and flexures in here under the lake, and again further to the north under the lake. So from a geological perspective, these are where the major structures intersect and where you're most likely to get significant gold deposits formed. Infrastructure, vitally important. We have it. So we're sitting here at Moyagi with Break of Day and Lena. We're only 40 kilometres north of Mount Magnet. Ramelius currently have an operating plant at Mount Magnet. They're significantly cashed up. They have 1.7 million tonne plant there. They're only 40 kilometres to the south of where we are. To the north, we've got Westgold. It's obviously split out of Metals X. They've got the Bluebird plant. It's a 2 million tonne plant at Bluebird, about 90 kilometres north of Moyagi. Again, straight up the highway. So the Great Northern Highway coming right up the middle of our project area. The purple is Musgrave's ground. Ramelius to the south. The brown is Westgold. Rio Tinto in blue, and Silver Lake in here through right next to us as well at Tuckabianna. So the Tuckabianna plant is Silver Lakes. That's on care and maintenance. We have plants that Ramelius and Westgold have, and Doré again further to the north. So we're in a prime location. Focus for us is to get to a resource position at the end of June and then make a decision about how we best develop, whether that be a small modular plant, a profit sharing arrangement, a toll treatment, or a leasing in the existing plant in the area. A comparison for us for other deposit in the area is the Andy Well deposit that Doré have just to the north. So Doré went in 2011, went from an $8.6 million market cap to an $80 million market cap on the back of the Andy Well discovery of 300,000 tonnes at about 17.5 grams. So 126,000 ounces, of which at that time they own 80% of the deposit. We're heading up towards our initial resource upgrade, we expect in June. We're currently sitting at about a 16 million market cap. We think we're considerably undervalued, and there's a lot of upside within the company and within the resource. Copper potential. So I'll just touch briefly on the copper potential of the project. Copper is in the northern part of the project area. Silver Lake discovered the Hollander deposit, which is 50,000 tonnes of copper metal. We've done an airborne EM survey, ground EM surveys, and have identified 12 targets ready to drill test. We've made a discovery at Mount Elia, 8 metres at 1.6% copper and half a gram of gold. There's also shallow zinc in Mount Elia, 7 metres at 9% zinc. We've got EIS co-funding to drill these targets, and we're hoping to do that within the next 3 months. Work plan. Focus at the moment is on the RC drilling for the gold at Break of Day and Lena. We've got met studies happening as well at the moment. We'll have an additional air core drilling program following the end of the financial year, and we'll head into scoping study for Break of Day and Lena on the back of that initial resource. Again, on top of that, we'll have base metal drilling to the north of the project area on new copper, gold and zinc targets. So a very active program. So just to sum up, getting consistent grade at break of day and leaner. We've proved to the market we continue to grow break of day, getting significantly high grade results over a long period of time now. We've got new extensional drilling happening as well and leaner. We've got a potential 20 kilometres of strike there to continue to explore. Good infrastructure in the region, 4 mills, all within trucking distance, 3 are currently operating. And again, great infrastructure and gold at surface are really good ingredients for a profitable near-term development story. And we'll have strong activity in news flow over the next few months and leading towards that initial resource at the end of June. Thank you very much. I've got a booth, so please come and welcome to have a chat and talk through the story if anyone wants any more detail. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you, Rob.